Cawffee, and I can keep up the pace. Someday, yeah, sugar rush just might kill me, but I can go with a smile on my face, oh yeah. Oh me, oh my, hard to catch a wing, but that's alright, yeah. Oh me, oh my, singing my favorite Olive Bar. Sweet thing won't let me get no shut-eye. Sweet thing won't let me give me no shut-eye.
Welcome to Coffee Talk. I'm Mark. This is my partner Kirsten.
Hello.
And we have Val Haller, Scott Myers, and Jetta Ocean. And we are so excited. We were just listening and watching Logan Brill from Nashville. And tell us why we were doing that.
Go ahead, Val.
Well, because we're ready to bring her up to Chicago in 9 days to the Winnetka Music Festival, which is the first inaugural year of an emerging artist festival on the North Shore of Chicago. And she's one of, I think, 17 acts that we're bringing.
We have 17 professional acts, and in total we're going to have about 31 different performers throughout the festival. So it's going to be quite a festival of music. It's going to be great.
That's awesome. And when is this festival? That's important to know.
So the festival starts on Friday, June 23rd, and then runs all day on Saturday the 24th. So starts at 5:30 on Friday and goes until about 9:30 at night, and then picks up again Saturday morning at 10:30 and runs until the party stops.
Awesome.
Be careful what you wish for.
Exactly.
That's
And
awesome.
Friday night, the 23rd, is actually a kickoff concert. So it's, it's a sort of a cocktail hour and after dinner showcase to kick the whole thing off.
Oh, that sounds like fun. Who's your performer Friday night?
So Friday night is the Accidentals. Highly recommend this band. They're an example of an emerging act that's completely skyrocketing now. They just signed a big deal with Sony Records. They're an indie trio from Traverse City, Michigan. And then we have an opener, Will Tilson, and it's a blues quartet, I think. So we have two different genres of music up there with some surprise guests in between.
I've seen some footage of the Accidentals and fantastic music.
Yeah, really good.
Now, I've read a couple of articles. You guys are getting some press, and I'm hearing some different things about the origins of this fest. Who wants to tell the story of how
How did this happen? How did this happen?
So well, I'm going to blame it all on Val.
Oh, yeah,
because
right.
Val, for the last 10 years, has been really focusing on promoting emerging artists, really trying to bring new, exciting artists to residents of the North Shore. And I was at one of her concerts, and it happened to be the Accidentals. And I was sitting there listening to this going, here we have just amazing artists who are performing in front of an audience of maybe a couple hundred people. Why can't we multiply this? Why can't we take this and have thousands of people hear it? And if there's one great group, Val's got to know 20 great groups. So
maybe a couple more.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can add a
Exactly.
couple
Yeah.
zeros on there.
So, I started thinking that we in the village of Winnetka, we've got a great village. We have, it's a wonderful place to live. We want to try and highlight it, not only for our residents, but also for people throughout the North Shore. So I said to Val, let's get together, and how about we take your talents and some skills of others and create a big music festival.
But what he's not saying is when he first called me, he said, there's this thing in Appleton, Wisconsin called Mile of Music. And he said, Val, it's great. They've got over 4 days. They have music in every venue. He said, my vision would be, let's bring in like hundreds of acts in 4 days. And I'm thinking, okay, we're going to take a few.
Great.
Let's start with maybe 10 acts. Let's calm down. But, and then we've got, I call Jetta our she's our PR person, but I call her the gossip girl. We've got the suit, the hippie, and the gossip girl. She's the publicist who's doing too good of a job, so word has gotten out.
Word's gotten out.
So
big
now we've
time.
got,
Seeing
I
your
think, a
work.
lot of
Yeah.
people coming, and
Yeah.
we've added more bands to the lineup
Yep.
because the
Yep.
suit has raised more money.
Oh, sweet.
So it's
Nice
been like
job.
a really
Yeah.
nice little working
Yeah,
machine
that's been
here.
great.
And we also have new music around every corner. We are so excited about all we have 4 main stages. We have locations throughout Winnetka, so there's not a place you can turn on Saturday without hearing music coming throughout our wonderful village.
Yeah.
That's cool. Let me just flip to the map real quick. I want to see if we can see, so you can let us know where all this is taking place.
Yeah, so as Jetta said, we've got a number of main stages. So on Elm Street, we have the Fields Auto Group that has one of our key sponsors that's going to have their stage. And then on Lincoln Avenue, where the BMO Harris stage is, that's the other big stage. That's where a lot of the headliners, the Accidentals, Wild Bell, Jared and the Mill, will be alternating between those two stages.
Okay.
1 hour on one stage, the next hour on a different stage.
Okay.
At the same time, we've got a family stage where we'll have music for all ages, but it's going to be a place where young kids can go not only hear great music, but also have an opportunity to try different musical instruments, maybe get
cool.
excited
That
by
sounds like
music
fun.
themselves,
I
and
saw that petting zoo concept.
have the
That's
idea of a
nice.
petting zoo
It's
to
a
come
petting
and
zoo.
try some instruments.
I like that.
That could be a
Um,
very fateful day for some parents with future
Exactly.
drummers.
We may
Take a
have
tuba.
some parents who hate us afterwards. Exactly, but it's
You
it's
couldn't
just
have petted the flute.
Exactly. And then we've got a fourth stage, the chapel stage, which is an indoor venue with about 200 seats. We've got a
In the
great
Winnetka Community House.
right there, and we've got a great jazz trio coming in from New York City. We've got a wonderful musician from Denver, a guitar player and his partner who are going to be up there. And then we've got these street musicians that will be in the bookstore and in restaurants and out on the street and kind of sprinkled all over the place. So as Jetta said, you won't be able to go anywhere without hearing music.
What a huge endeavor on a first run here.
Yeah.
How did you convince the fine folks of Winnetka?
How did
We
you
snuck
get
it up
the-
on it. We just kind of snuck
No,
it right
really,
in there.
this is good.
Yeah, exactly. Make no small plans.
Marketing,
But then-
baby, marketing.
Yeah.
But then every subsequent meeting, I'm sure you had to go to them and say, wait, there's more.
Yeah. It was.
That's
Yeah,
great.
there have been some funny conversations along the way with the village staff has been great, but where I'll kind of call them up and say, you know what, we've got one more stage we need electricity for, or we've got just one more place we need to close down and put a beer truck or a
Oh,
food
boy.
truck.
Yeah.
So
Right.
it's been kind of growing by a little bit here, a little bit there.
That's really
But
interesting.
he's been our fearless leader. Everybody loves working with and for Scott. Like, that's one serious thing I'm going to say. He helped spearhead Chicago's campaign to win the Summer Olympics a few years ago. So
To
he's
try and win.
Yeah.
We didn't win.
Yeah, but you know that you
We
are.
tried.
Pretty good,
He's a
pretty
visionary and he's a calm leader, and he lets all of his teams and committees go do their work and then come back, and he brings us together. And it's been really a great experience working on this big team thing together. So thanks to him.
You're a great motivator. You are.
Well, I think and one of the things about a festival like this is that it's not only about the performance and the music, but it's, to a great extent, I think it's about the community coming together.
Sure.
I mean, not only do we have a committee of 15 people, and we've got the village involved, but we're going to have a couple hundred volunteers who've
Yeah.
said, this is something that I value and that excites me, and not only will be fun, but it's going to really highlight our village, and we want to take pride in that. So I think it's, a part of the objective of this is building kind of community engagement and community ownership.
And people can still sign up to volunteer and be a part of
They
this
sure
amazing
can.
event.
They sure can. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's lots of different opportunities.
The website, by the way, is winnetkamusicfestival.com. So definitely go there. It looks like
It's
this.
a nice website.
It's very pretty. Yeah.
Oh, Scott built that too.
Very well. You did a nice job. And here, this is.
There was a committee of 15.
We
There's
don't
a lot of
know.
elements here that
Yeah.
are moving.
And a shout out to our social media pages.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Facebook.
Yeah, exactly.
Facebook
Instagram.
and Instagram. You guys
Yeah.
are covering everything.
So we've
that's
covered
nice.
every act there, and you can actually hear what they all sound like because there's a link to click and watch a video, so you can see what sort of acts you might really want to target. But one thing we did on purpose for this festival is, if you go to a big fest like Lollapalooza, there are a lot of acts that overlap each other. So there's always that big challenge of, how do I get to see everybody I want to see? and you end up running from stage to stage and seeing snippets. And what we decided to do was really keep each stage its own hour-long set, so that you never have to choose another stage. You can hear this band and then walk over and hear that band alternatingly. So
That's nice. And they're not too close together, so you won't get reverb or
Nope,
you won't
we-
No,
hear.
we've got our sound guys who have worked that out, so there's enough distance, and I think we're in good shape.
Look. I gotta show you. Look at this guy. Look at this guy.
Yeah,
We-
yeah,
Ethan
Manny
Butler.
and
Know
Ethan
that
Butler.
guy.
We know
Ethan
that
Butler.
guy.
Yeah.
We know
Sang in our
Ethan.
kitchen.
Yeah.
he did, I know. So
Did.
Ethan Butler and Manny Torres, those are two hand-picked artists. They're local Chicago guys. One went very far on American Idol, and one went very far on The Voice, like literally top 12.
Yeah.
And we're so lucky to bring them in, and we're bringing them to the family stage in a more intimate setting where they're going to play and answer questions. And I just envision every 9-year-old girl who wants to
just
be on The
falling
Voice
in love.
being in the
Yeah,
front row with
totally.
questions.
Yeah, and totally falling in love. These
Well, they're
guys
very
are
accessible.
very-
personalities.
Very engaging.
Very,
Right,
very
very
sweet. I mean, Ethan is amazing. He's just wonderful
is.
to work with. Super talented too.
Well, in our
Super
family
talented.
stage, it's not kids' music. It's music that the adults will love too.
Right.
Yeah.
So any adult who accompanies the kids over to that side are going to be extremely entertained as well.
Mhm.
Great.
Mhm.
This sounds really fun.
Very
Yeah, it's
fun.
gonna be a ball.
It does. It
It's gonna
sounds
be a
really
ball.
fun.
Well, we worked really hard to curate a lineup that really targets this audience. That's what I do for a living, and this festival is going to be really different because the audience is different than your normal fest. You go to Lollapalooza, and I think the median age might be 18.
Yeah.
And here we know that it's going to be a very adult centric, but we're hoping that our high schoolers come here from our large New Trier High School, and kids of all ages, and seniors, because we've made it comfortable enough that regardless of your age, there's going to be some music that you'll love and a space for you to be that will be comfortable.
I also think it's important to talk about these artists. They're making the Winnetka Music Festival their stop from attending other major festivals throughout the United States this summer. They've been at South by Southwest, Bonnaroo, Firefly, Dusk, and we're just a stop along the way. So it's going to be, these bands are quite professional, very engaging, and we're very fortunate to have them.
That's very cool.
It's a heavy-hitting lineup coming to Winnetka.
Right.
Yeah.
I know, I always say it's not Fleetwood Mac, but that's not what we're trying to do. We don't.
Yeah, that's not our target. That
No,
wasn't
we
our
don't.
objective.
We didn't
That's
want to
not our
have
objective.
Heritage Acts this year.
Right.
We really wanted
Right.
to have the emerging artists that
music,
maybe you can
right.
say next year they came to our first year festival.
Right.
I saw them win.
I went to Jared in the Mill, their tour schedule, because here you have Bonnaroo, you have Firefly, and you have the Winnetka Music Fest right in between. That like,
That's
wow,
awesome.
Yeah.
that just
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well,
Perfect.
they might sell enough CDs in Winnetka to really, to start
push the
getting on
rest
the
of their
charts.
tour.
That-
Yeah.
Mark, that's a really good point,
No doubt.
because this audience buys merchandise.
Yeah.
We still buy music, and so
We
it's
just
an
bought
important
music
audience.
We just
yesterday.
bought
Yeah.
music.
just
I know,
bought
our
music.
kids
we did not
don't.
download anything. We actually bought
bought
a
it.
CD. Yeah, so
Yay,
very
the old
excited.
school
Yeah,
way,
Yeah.
right?
Well, it's not vinyl, but
Yeah.
it'll do.
Not
It had
too
some
do.
art, and we
Yeah.
got to sticky look at that.
Yeah, there's art on it,
Art.
and there's like words on it.
TV
You have to
liner
read the
notes. You
words.
might need your
Yeah.
glasses to wear
Yeah,
your
exactly.
readers, but
Exactly.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but that's still fun. I like that. I think that's great.
And I must say, it helps a little that XRT has us on their 93 Days of Summer, because that vetted us. So when we were going to the booking agents and asking them to consider our first year festival, that's a hard sell for a lot of booking agents. But I think they saw XRT on there.
Well, I think that Val's list,
Yeah, I think
right?
maybe
Having,
Val's
having
list.
your, the last
Yeah.
10 years
Yeah.
of building that awareness of you and those
Yeah.
relationships has enabled us as a first year festival to really not just get a robust group of artists, but also really high quality artists.
Really
that's,
diverse.
and
very
yeah,
diverse.
that's
There's
very,
a lot of different
that's-
talent there.
That's a challenge I think
Yeah.
that a lot of first year festivals have, but that credibility I think really, spoke for the quality of the festival we're going to put on.
I think
Well-
we've got almost all genres. We don't have heavy metal. Sorry, guys.
And we don't have bagpipes. No
And we don't have
bagpipes.
bagpipes.
No bagpipes.
Okay.
And
yeah.
we're not really going to bring like explicit rap, but we're going to weave some rap into some of our sets. So I'm hoping there'll be some surprises for people that they don't expect.
We have electronic, blues, we have everything. It's
Oh,
just
that's
something
cool.
for everybody.
And
Yep.
jazz.
Jazz,
Mhm.
country.
Country, yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it sound Val's List and WXRT and just the concept of the North Shore, Winnetka. I mean, these are brands that seem to really align naturally. What was it like when you first pitched the first couple of sponsors? What did they say to you?
I think that there's a hesitancy, obviously, to get involved in something the first year. But I think that the more we could talk about a few things. One is that there's a model for this, which is up in Appleton. The fact that I was aware of that, and through some other things I'm involved with, had some pretty intimate knowledge, and to be able to point to that and what it's become. I think the second thing is to be able to point to Val and what she has built, and then to be able to talk about the quality of individuals that we have on our committee, where we can say, we've got PR expertise, we have folks who have organized major events, we have people who, fortunately because of Winnetka, executives who run big events. So I think there was a sense of, okay, we know we can get quality music, we know we have a quality organizing committee. So once I think they began to understand that, it was like, okay, let's take a chance. Let's get involved in something that's different. It's not being done on the North Shore from what we can, what we've been able to find. And we've got 11 great sponsors who have said, yeah, let's try it out and let's see. And I think they're going to be very happily, they're going to be very pleased
yes.
with what
for
happens,
sure.
Yeah, for
with
sure.
with the way it's
They'll
coming
be
out.
trying to clamp down, so next year
Yeah,
they're the
right.
only ones.
I was going to say,
Next year we're going to own the whole
exactly.
festival. Yeah, for sure. That's going to be
Well,
great.
and a lot of people don't equate suburbs with a hip factor, and not to sound sort of catty, but honestly, we want this fest to bring a hip factor to our town, but not be a scary factor. So really, if you're not going down to Lollapalooza, we'll bring a piece of that kind of thing
Right.
up to you.
Here, yeah,
And the nice thing for sponsors is this is a very attractive demographic,
absolutely.
right?
Yeah.
So once they feel comfortable with the concept and the ability to execute the concept, they know that the demographic is what they're really after.
And all these artists will have merch. They'll all have
They
the
will.
possibility to sell their stuff.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
Yes,
And-
each stage will have a merchandise table right down in front that's identifiable, and the bands will literally say, I'd love to meet you after the festival, or after my set rather,
Right.
meet me down there at my merch table to buy CDs and get a
Right.
signature.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Wow, a real cultural happening coming to our hometown.
Exactly.
Yes, and it's going to be great food and some craft beer
And great wine.
Yep. So
Yeah.
We have food
So there
trucks
are food-
and
okay.
local restaurants, and
Great.
everybody, is going to open up their doors and provide us with tasty foods and craft beers.
And even
So-
to-go boxes, so if you want to grab food and go sit down and watch the band, everybody, it's just going to be an amazing day.
It's
Yeah.
going to have everything, and people from the city can take the train and be right there. It's
Bicycle
People
kiosks.
from the
And-
north of Winnetka can take the train.
Yeah.
yeah. And
In fact,
Mark,
we're
I mean, that's
encouraging that.
an
Yeah.
extra excellent point. I mean, I think that I would encourage people to ride your bike. If you know where the Green Bay Trail is, you can ride your bike right on the Green Bay Trail, and it takes you right to the middle of the festival. Take the metro,
Metro
right to the
stops
middle,
right there,
right in the
yeah.
middle of the festival.
Yep.
I think public transportation, Uber, Lyft, whatever, is going to be the easiest way to get in and out. And I
Sure.
think that that's a great thing to remember.
We also have a trolley service on Saturday between
That's
2
right.
and 5 that can transport you to both sides of the Winnetka Village.
Right,
Oh,
where there's going to
very
be
good.
art
Okay.
festival up in one part of the
Great.
village and music in the other part. So this
Nice.
trolley will
Oh,
be able to
that's
take
great.
people back and forth so they
Perfect.
can enjoy both.
Okay.
Yeah.
no excuses.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. If
We
you're into
thought
any
about
kind of
it.
art, you're
No
gonna be very
Figured
happy.
it all out, folks.
Yeah, exactly.
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 Cool. All right. One more time. When is this festival?
So this is Friday night, June 23rd, starting at 5:30.
Okay.
And then all day Saturday, June 24th, starting at 10:30 and running until the police shut us down.
Probably 10 o'clock. I mean, that's when the headliner
the-
Wild Bell.
Yeah.
And that's where
It is
old
Winnetka.
folks-
And
It's gonna, it is, I was gonna say,
And then-
Winnetka stock.
But I will say our headliner Wild Bell has played at Lollapalooza and they've been on late night TV, Jimmy Fallon and so forth. So we're really excited
Right,
to
They
have
can
right.
go
Wild
till
Bell.
11.
Yeah. and then our party will begin.
Yeah,
Oh,
right,
yeah.
right,
So you
exactly.
guys need to
Yeah.
party
Yeah.
quite a bit after
Yes.
that. Yeah, no doubt.
We have a press sign-up page on our website,
Okay.
and then I will be in direct contact, and then I have the press credentials, and we can get you access to bands for interviews.
It's, yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
very cool. Okay,
Excellent.
and that's on the Stay in Touch?
If they go to on the Stay in Touch page on the website, there's a place for media to send us a message and we'll get in contact with them.
Great. Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys have thought of everything.
Yeah.
We hope. We hope.
Thank
I'm
you
sure
for
there'll be some surprises. Minor ones, hopefully.
Thank you for not making us say Cawffee Tawk. Talk like Cawffee Tawk.
What's this one?
And I can keep
I didn't even do it the whole time.
No.